Hey again, this is Andy from potatoesandpearls.com, and I literally started this video with no real idea of what I was gonna do. So I'm gonna show you how on the fly, literally pulling things as I go, I make chicken tacos with quote unquote Mexican rice. This is a very last minute meal. I just want to kind of show you guys what I keep in my refrigerator where I'm able to pull things really quick. Let's get into it right after this. So this is what I ended up pulling out of my refrigerator. I had some plain flour tortillas. I had some chicken from the freezer that is frozen chicken. I had some lettuce left over from a Blue Apron box that I didn't make the meal from. I have a bunch of onions for some reason. There's a lime back there. And I have the Knorr's rice sides chicken and rice that I am going to use as a base for my Mexican rice. I am going to first start with chopping up my onion. I'm just going to cut it into slices. This is literally 1/4 of an onion, but I am going to cut into another one and get about a half a cup of sliced onions. Currently on the stove, I have 2 pots of water boiling, one for the rice and one for the chicken, and I'm going to show you later what I do with the chicken in the boiling water. I'm also going to cut up my lettuce. This was the leftover lettuce from a Blue Apron box that was just sitting in my refrigerator. So I already washed it, and now I'm just cutting it up. For chicken tacos, you can literally put as much lettuce as you like or no lettuce at all, but I do like to have a little green crunchiness in there. So I'm just cutting this up into strips, and I'm going to put it just in a side. I normally put it in a strainer just so any other water that's on it can kind of drain off instead of collecting at the bottom of a bowl. So with the chicken, because it's frozen, instead of trying to put it in the microwave, I put it in a boiling pot of water. It doesn't look like it's boiling now because I just put frozen chicken into it. I leave it in there for like a few minutes and just let it not get cooked all the way, but cooked on the outside. And so I am going to saute my onions while I am waiting for the chicken to finish. Sauteing onions doesn't really take that long if you have like a nice hot pan. I don't want them to get brown. I just want them to get soft enough to like be a noodle consistency, I guess. I've taken the onions off the stove and just set them aside in a bowl. And so I'm going to use the same oiled pan to cook my chicken. So when you see me put the chicken into the skillet, you're going to see that it is not fully cooked all the way. You can definitely see a little bit of pink. That's what I was going for because I don't want boiled chicken in a taco. I want sauteed chicken in a taco. I'm pointing to the rice is cooking to the side. I'm not really going to go into that because I literally follow the directions on the bag to cook the rice, but I will show you what seasonings I add to it. But while that's boiling, I'm going to go ahead and saute my chicken. I'm going to add in some Mexican spices that I randomly had in the cabinet. Nothing too fancy, just some basic sauce or that spice. And so I'm also going to add in some everyday seasoning from Trader Joe's. It has a little kick to it as well. I believe it has some red pepper flakes in it, so that will make the chicken a little spicy too. So I have browned the chicken and chopped it up into smaller pieces, and I'm going to add my onions back in and just kind of The pan is still heated. It's like on medium low. And so I'm just getting the onions stirred up with whatever oil is left in the pan, with whatever spice is left in the pan, and the chicken, so we can have some good Mexican flavored chicken for our tacos. I've set the chicken aside, but I made sure it stayed in a warm space so it can stay warm. And now I'm going to address the rice that has finished cooking. I just added in some other Mexican spices that I had to the rice. And I'll add in a little bit more just to give it that flavor to go with the tacos. The chicken flavoring that came with the rice already is pretty good and has some salt in it. I'm also going to add in a little bit of lime juice just to give it that kind of, I guess, south of the border flavor for lack of a better term. And I just make sure I mix that up and get all the spice blended in the lime juice. I just tasted it on the spoon and just to make sure I didn't need to add in anything else, or I have it at the flavor I want. I have one of my tortillas. I actually put it in the microwave to warm it up a little bit, and I am adding my chicken and onion mixture, which came together really quickly, maybe like 10 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes if you count making the rice and chopping up the vegetables. So I am just adding some lettuce on top. I happen to have some Mexican cheese. I try to keep shredded cheese in my refrigerator at all times, as well as frozen chicken and some type of bread, and sour cream is in my refrigerator at all times. That's like a staple in my house. If there's no sour cream, it's a problem. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on top, and we're done. This meal in no way, shape, or form was supposed to look pretty. I literally was at work, couldn't figure out what to eat, and said, oh, I got chicken and I have tortilla wrappers, let's make a meal. And so these are kind of my tips and tricks to get like the chicken cooked from frozen, and just like what I keep as a staple in my refrigerator. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like. And if you like food videos, travel videos, home videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Bye.